And now I'll introduce the co-founder of King Street Patriots, Catherine Ingbrecht.
So much for coming out tonight for this very special occasion, having these gentlemen with us tonight. It is a packed house, obviously. Standing room only, just kind of make your way to the front. We've got air conditioners turned down. We're doing all we can to accommodate. But the idea tonight with these gentlemen was to sort of do a conservative Oprah episode, if you will. No lecturns, no tables, let's just talk. Problem with that plan a little bit is that now we recognize that no one can see you sitting down. So we're gonna have to improvise a little bit. We're all among friends, we'll just roll with it, okay? So, without further ado, I would like to introduce our esteemed guests this evening, who have all been in various places across our state and globe as of this morning, and now are with us tonight. But we have Congressman Brady. Congressman Pete Olson. And Congressman Ted Poe. You represent what committees you're on and why, back when you were just average Joe citizen, did you want to run?
Hi, Kevin Brady, and by the way, Ted Poe always gets the most applause. Man, that's not right. So I'm going to jump, if this is over, I'm going to jump up on the couch a little bit about this healthcare bill. That's what we'll do. Kevin Brady, represent the 8th District of Congress. It's a wonderful district. It starts on the Louisiana border from Orange up to Toledo Bend, goes through much of East Texas, then comes down I-45 corridor through Trinity and Huntsville and down to Montgomery County. This is my 7th term in Congress. Catherine, I serve senior member on the Ways and Means Committee, 4th Republican on the Ways and Means Committee, top Republican on the Trade Subcommittee, number 2 on Social Security, and I also, third job, Deputy Whip for Republicans in the House, and then I'm also top House Republican on the Joint Economic Committee.
And why would you?
Oh, I'll tell you why I ran for Congress. I ran right after the Republican Revolution, after we took control in 1994, and as I said then, my concern wasn't that Republicans would go too far. I was worried they wouldn't go far enough.
You were right.
To change Washington the way it was then. And you know, that is still burning in my heart. And one of my mentors is Bill Archer. You may remember Chairman Archer. Yeah. And the reason was, after 30 years, Chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, one of the most powerful men in America, if not the world. He never traveled with an entourage. He was down to earth. He knew what was happening in his district. And he had as big a fire in his belly to change Washington then as he did when he was a freshman. That's the type of congressman I want to be. So that's why I ran, Catherine.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Congressman Wilson.
Good afternoon, actually good evening. Congressman Pete Olson, representing the 22nd Congressional District of Texas. Go ahead, yeah. One of 5 congressional districts our party, our cause, took back in 2008.
All right.
And that couldn't have happened without you and people like you that share all our beliefs, that rallied behind my conservative message and put me in Congress to serve you for this cycle. Very briefly, why I ran for Congress. Okay, didn't hit any button. I have 2 beautiful children that God's given me. 13-year-old daughter and soon to be 10-year-old son next week. And looking at them, I worked up in Washington, served in the Navy for 10 years, ended up in Washington, worked for Senator Phil Gramm. Some of y'all might have heard him. Worked for Senator John Cornyn. Looked at my children in 2007, what was going on in Washington, and decided I needed to do something about their future. because the spending in Washington, which has accelerated dramatically under the Obama administration and a Democrat-led Congress, is going to ensure that my children, your grandchildren, are the first generation in American history to be less well off than the preceding one. That is absolutely wrong. And I'm up there fighting every day with Ted Poe, with Kevin Brady, with the Texas delegation, with Republicans, with conservatives, to make sure that our country gets back on track. We get to the founding fathers' principles: limited government, lower taxes, strong defense, individual freedom over government control.
Woo! Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
And as you all know, we're in a battle right now for the heart and soul of this country. I mean, the leadership, the people elected, the president, the White House, and the majority in Congress want, they believe that government control is the solution for all of our problems. I can't disagree with that more. And I want to thank y'all for what you've done to sort of reinvigorate, in my opinion, democracy in America the way our founding fathers envisioned it.
Yes. Platform.
I know it kind of popped up on the radar screen, but I want to thank those of you who made the drive or the flight up to Washington, D.C. Earlier this year and this past week when we were discussing the health care bill. Because we were fighting and scratching every minute there until it was, until we found out after Mr. Stupak changed his vote that we didn't have the votes to win. Yeah, we're not done with it yet. I can assure you that. But what I want to thank you for is, this was tough for our country. And I'm walking around the hill going, my gosh, I wanted to get up here and stop this stuff, and it's accelerating. How do I look my kids in the eye? And I ran into the Tea Parties, and y'all picked me up. I mean, thank you for everything you did. And just to tell you on a national level, we're going to need a much, much bigger room than this in the future to handle the Tea Party people that come to Texas. Because every person is simply, because Pennsylvania is very close to the nation's capital, there are a lot of people coming by our office from Pennsylvania. And every one of them, when they found out I was from Texas, they got all excited and said, man, if this bill passes, I'm moving to your state.
Ted Poe.
I am glad to be here among normal people. And I'm Ted Poe. I represent the 2nd Congressional District of Texas, and I'm proud of it. Proud of you that are here. As Pete said, you are the inspiration for the rest of us who continue every day to fight the forces of evil and those people who want to steal our country and give it to the federal government. I know most of you. I don't think I met most of you at the courthouse when I was a judge, but except jury duty. I served on the bench 22 years, and I left that profession. I enjoyed being a judge every day, and the inmates cheered in the county jail when I left Texas. But I got more and more irritated about the fact that people in Washington, D.C., the Congress, was ignoring the most important political document ever written, and that was the U.S. Constitution.